Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Top boxing experts are buzzing as the massive showdown between Canelo Álvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford draws near. Predictions are flooding in from former champions and veteran trainers, and opinions are completely divided over who will come out on top in this high-stakes pound-for-pound clash. Eddie Hearn, one of the sport's most influential promoters, has added fuel to the debate about Canelo versus Crawford. While Hearn has always backed Canelo throughout his career, his perspective appears to be shifting after seeing Crawford up close. Witnessing Crawford's unwavering self-belief, calm yet intense presence, and pinpoint focus has clearly left a powerful impression on the Matchroom boxing chief.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that.
After spending fight week alongside Crawford, Eddie Hearn confessed that the undefeated welterweight possesses a level of mental toughness and unbreakable confidence that's hard to overlook. It wasn't just empty bravado. Crawford's presence made it clear to Hearn that he wasn't there for a paycheck. He was coming in with the intention of shocking the world. Hearn even admitted that his own views on the matchup are beginning to change, now seeing it as a genuine 50-50ths contest, a razor-thin, tactical battle between two once-in-a-generation fighters.
Buying into that, and I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and you know, but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now, but I want Canelo to win, and he can win for sure, but Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him, and I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Despite his loyalty to Canelo, Eddie Hearn openly admits that his heart wants Alvarez to win, but he isn't ignoring the threat Crawford poses. He cautioned that Crawford's slick, awkward, and highly intelligent fighting style could create major problems for Canelo, especially if Alvarez struggles to plant his feet and find his rhythm early on. According to Hearn, even though he backs Canelo, he knows Crawford's ability to make fights uncomfortable and unpredictable could shift the momentum in his favor. Adding to the hype, veteran boxing commentator Jim Gray described this matchup as one of the most thrilling fights in modern boxing. Gray didn't hold back as he broke down exactly why this clash is capturing the imagination of fans worldwide.
I'm kidding. But...
No bias. He's the greatest fighter on the planet. What's the bias? He belongs with the greats, okay? Greatest Mexican fighter. He's the greatest pound-for-pound fighter for a long time. This guy's a proven tremendous boxer and talent. So yes, no, there's no bias. I do love him personally. I love the way he fought. I love the way he conducts and carries himself.
Gray praised the way Canelo carries himself with composure and class, highlighting his vicious body shots, precise timing, and elite boxing IQ. He noted that Canelo has been tested countless times on boxing's grandest stages and has always managed to adapt and overcome. According to Gray, calling Crawford just another opponent would be a huge understatement. Crawford is a true technician with sniper-like precision, unsettling adaptability, and a rare ability to seamlessly switch stances and styles mid-fight, shifting his focus to Crawford's remarkable abilities. Jim Gray described him as one of the most complete and intelligent fighters in the sport today. He emphasized Crawford's exceptional timing, versatility, and his methodical approach in breaking down an opponent's style round after round.
Terence Crawford's a great fighter. Terence Crawford, you know, everybody says perhaps the pound-for-pound guy. I mean, we can have these mythical lists and you can pick 3 or 4 of them, but he would be on somebody's list, probably at the top.
However, Gray also warned that Canelo's natural size, physical strength, and experience fighting at this weight class could become decisive factors in such a close matchup. These subtle advantages might make it extremely difficult for Crawford to break Canelo down in the later rounds, potentially leading to tight scorecards swinging in Alvarez's favor once again.
Canelo is getting a little bit older, so but Canelo weighs a lot more, and Canelo fights more often, and so I think it's an intriguing matchup, and against Terence Crawford, moving up in weight, who like I say, that young man's been a monster. Okay, going up against the great Canelo, so it's going to be fun. It's an allegiance.
As Terence Crawford prepares for his massive showdown against Canelo Álvarez, welterweight standout Jaron "Boots" Ennis shared his thoughts on how Crawford can conquer the Mexican superstar. Ennis expressed full confidence in Crawford's ability to rise to the challenge, emphasizing that Crawford's danger isn't just in his physical skills but also in his mental game. He praised Crawford's exceptional boxing IQ, calling him a master at reading his opponents, making mid-fight adjustments, and systematically breaking them down round after round. If there's anyone who can figure out Canelo's complex style, Ennis said, it's Crawford.com under pressure, brilliant with strategy, and lethal with his timing.
Don't believe me, but I'm leaning towards Terence.
Oh, okay.
Remember this though, Terence and Boots is almost like similar when it comes to that weight thing, right?
Yes.
Boots gets up big, but I seen Boots at a certain weight where he can handle them big guys and stopping them, be knocking them out in the sparring in the gym.
Wow.
When he's up in weight. So I think that's a beautiful weight for Terence, but that's going up to 168 though, right?
Yeah, 168.
Yeah, but I think he can handle it, man.
He can do it.
And then one thing about Terence though, people don't understand, he can box and he's smart.
Yes.
He don't waste no punches, man.
So he won't waste that energy.
When breaking down exactly how Terence Crawford could overcome Canelo Álvarez, Jaron "Boots" Ennis provided a clear analysis of the key factors for victory. Ennis pointed out a critical difference in their styles. Canelo is at his most dangerous when he's firmly planted, using his solid base to unleash those crushing, body-damaging punches. However, Ennis also explained that this same strength could turn into a vulnerability when facing a fighter like Crawford.
Yeah.
I would have him frustrating Canelo. What I would do with him, I would hit him with some good shots, combination shots, because Canelo got to be set to throw punches.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? If
In contrast, Crawford is fluid in the ring, always changing angles and never allowing his opponent to settle on a stationary target. Ennis suggested that Crawford should rely on his footwork, lateral movement, and deceptive timing to keep Canelo from planting his feet and generating power. According to Ennis, if Crawford stays unpredictable, uses his jab effectively, and avoids getting drawn into close-range exchanges, he has the tools to systematically frustrate Canelo and outscore him round after round.
Crawford boxing move, he don't like nobody to boxing move, and that's what I think Crawford is going to do. And then just what I would tell him to do, we'll box him and hit him with good shots. You know what I mean? Set him up. Soon he get ready to get set, tie him up, walk him to the center.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Kill that clock.
You can keep on doing it over and over, and then once you start doing that, right? They lose their cool. Then they open up for all kinds of shots.
It's so hard to tell, but the bigger man, I don't want to get hit by Canelo ever. And when you've weighed so much less, I don't know what Terence will come into the ring, but he's coming up in weight significantly, and, that seems to me would favor Canelo.
Okay, well, first of all, Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but so is Canelo. I think that, in my opinion, their IQ is similar, except Canelo doesn't get hit like Crawford gets hit. In my opinion, Canelo's a bigger man. Not that he started out as a bigger man, but he's now a bigger man. He has been hit by not only Gennady, who's one of the biggest punchers that I've ever coached and I've ever seen, but he's also been hit by Bivol, by Kovalev, who's a big puncher. He's been hit by big guys. Crawford had a hard time with a 154-pounder who hit him often. So I think that no matter how much weight he puts on, no matter how smart he thinks he is or how big he thinks he is, he's going to be getting hit by a truck.
What do you think of that? No, I don't think it's the same Canelo. Not quite, but also I kind of figured it was going to be like that, honestly. I heard Canelo say in the interview, like, I don't really like fighting guys who move around that much like that. And William Skull being a Cuban fighter, like, I knew he was going to do that. And so was curious to see, how Canelo would handle that. And, he kept the ring off well, but that guy I felt like he didn't really want no part. And it makes for not as appetizing fight, but still got that fight in September with him and Crawford, so we'll see. It's a stylistic matchup, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight. come September. I think we're going to see a great fight.
Together, Sanchez and Plant provide two compelling perspectives, one focused on the harsh realities of size and strength, and the other highlighting the subtle brilliance of timing and technique. What remains clear is that Crawford is stepping into uncharted waters, and even the sport's top minds are split on whether he will rise to the occasion or falter under the pressure. Meanwhile, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, the strategist behind Terence Crawford's rise to pound-for-pound dominance, recently shared insights into Crawford's mindset ahead of this massive showdown with Canelo Álvarez. According to Bomac, Crawford's confidence isn't just casual self-belief, it carries an intense edge. For Crawford, challenges like moving up in weight, taking on legendary names, and venturing into the unknown only fuel his motivation further.
I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or no everybody that he fought was a no name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said, well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Bomac made it clear that for Crawford, this fight isn't about collecting belts or cashing big paychecks. It's purely about cementing his legacy. He wants to prove that he isn't just the best in his own weight class, but the best fighter on the planet, without any debate. Bomac acknowledged that some critics continue to question Crawford's resume, but pointed out that Crawford has always taken on opponents others have ignored or underestimated, turning those matchups into dangerous challenges and beating them decisively. Now, that same mindset, intense preparation, and relentless drive are all focused on taking down Canelo Álvarez
from the get-go.
So my distance is here. If I could touch you, you know what I mean, I'm in range. You know what I mean? So 9 times out of 10, my arms is longer than my opponent. So if my opponent swings and, you know what I mean, he come up short, then I know I'm in a distance where if I could touch him and he can't touch me, I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, you itch close, And right here, we in the distance of each other. We in mid-range.
Yeah.
So either we close together, we mid-range, or we all the way out. You know what I mean? It just depends on what range I want to be in.
Yeah.
Bomac believes that what makes Crawford so dangerous is his exceptional boxing IQ combined with his almost savant-like mastery of range and distance. Crawford doesn't just fight, he calculates, adapts, and systematically breaks down his opponents piece by piece. He controls the distance so effectively that he dictates when and where the exchanges happen, a skill that could completely neutralize Canelo's power and disrupt his rhythm. For Bomac, this isn't just another fight, it's Crawford's opportunity to make history, silence every critic, and solidify his place among boxing's all-time greats. Adding his own perspective, former world champion Amir Khan, who has fought across multiple weight classes, shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated clash. Having faced Canelo in the ring himself, Khan didn't hesitate to highlight how much of an impact size and weight could have in this fight.
Size matters, bro. I mean, end of the day, I think I like, but if it was at 147 or 154, I say Crawford. But because anything heavier than that, if it's at 160 or above, I got Crawford winning.
You got who winning?
You not Crawford, Canelo. So anything over 160, Canelo. Anything below, if it's at 154, I got Crawford.
Khan described Crawford as sharp, slick, and extremely dangerous at the lighter weight classes. However, he pointed out that as fighters move up in weight, the dynamics of a matchup change significantly. In Khan's view, Canelo holds the advantage in this regard. He believes that Canelo's natural size, physical power, and proven ability to absorb punishment at heavier weights could be overwhelming, even for a fighter as skilled and accomplished as Crawford.
Yeah, I thought he'd stop him, but I didn't expect it to be as one-sided as it was. You know, I think there's a lot of people, one of my reasons for that was one, because of how good Terence Crawford was, but also because Errol Spence has got more miles on the clock. And what I mean by that is the car crash, you know, the retina operation, a couple of tougher fights. I don't think he lives as well between fights as Terence Crawford. But it was a total domination, and it just shows you how good Terence Crawford is. I mean, he's a 3-division world champion. He's a 2-division undisputed world champion. I think he becomes a 3-division undisputed world champion quite easily. And he's finally getting the fights to showcase.
With both fighters bringing such contrasting styles and world-class strengths to the ring, this isn't just a fight, it's a battle for legacy. It's a war that will push them to their absolute limits, where every round, every exchange, and every adjustment could decide the outcome. So the big question is, Who will emerge as the true great? Will it be Canelo Álvarez, the proven powerhouse, or Terence "Bud" Crawford, the masterful technician ready to shock the world? Let us know your predictions in the comments below, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more epic breakdowns and exclusive behind-the-scenes coverage from the world of boxing.